Hey you guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. So as I've said at the beginning of this video, which I don't really have that much time. I only have 15 minutes before class, so I'm gonna be really quick with the tips and tricks that I'm about to give you guys. Yeah, so how to survive high school. Quick disclaimer. Oh wait, let me tell you a short story. Last year I was matriculating. I was in matric, so that says a lot. I do understand, the pressure of being in high school. I know how it feels to be around other kids, especially if you are an introvert, or kind of different from the rest of the students and stuff. So this one is for one of those learners who are a bit different. If you are antisocial, suffering from anxiety, depression, or maybe past trauma, whatever it is, I don't know. Maybe you can't read properly, or you panic when you get to class. When you're different in a way, that is my I don't really know, but y'all know what I'm saying. Period. So my first tip to you guys. Wait, let me tell you guys the reason why I made this video. So I made this video because I realized I was also struggling as a different student. I was different from other kids. I had anxiety, so neither was the guys. So I understand how it feels. So I thought maybe since I know I'm not the only person who was struggling in high school, I should make a video, share a few tips and tricks, that worked for me personally. Maybe they might help somebody else. So yeah, my first tip to you guys is to know who you really are. You know that you are different. You know what your problem is. I'm not really saying it is a problem, but you know how different you are. So if I feel like if you do know that you are different from other kids, then it will be easy for you. It will be easier for you, to take pressure from what other people say, because people always talk. Some people will offend you and some won't, because they might pretend to understand, or they may understand, or they feel sympathy for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you already know, like for me personally, I knew I had anxiety. I knew I had anxiety disorders, and I knew that I had to maybe find a way, to deal with it, because I couldn't deal with my anxiety. When it attacks, I just respond to it same time, and it would attack me during examinations. You know what I'm saying? So if you know what your problem is, then it will be easier for you to wipe it away. Whatever people say, you will be able to deal with their words if they are negative. You like when somebody comes to you maybe and say something about your problem, you're like, oh yeah, I already knew. Tell me something different if you're trying to offend me. Period. My second tip to you guys would be to find your aesthetic, right? Aesthetic in an emotional way. I know when I say aesthetic, you're like, how? We're talking about dealing with pressure. I understand. Aesthetic, let's say you have anxiety, right? Because I will be making a whole lot of examples with anxiety, because it's what I know personally. I have been through that, and I still am going through it right now as we speak. So yeah, aesthetic. How are you controlling your emotions? You know what I'm saying? We all control our emotions differently. So I highly recommend you to find a way, kind of aesthetic, that you will follow if you feel anxious, or maybe if your problem arises at school. How are you going to deal with it? Because if you were to deal with it in different ways, it will lead you to feeling more insecure about yourself. You'll feel like, I don't really know who I am, and I don't really know how to deal with my problems. So I think you need to find a way of dealing with it. I'd rather call it emotional aesthetic. My third tip to you guys would be to be mindful of the friends that you choose, because some people, I think this one is pretty clear, but I'll just run over. Choosing your friends. Some people will pretend to care about how you feel or what you have, the problems that you have. Everybody has problems. I'm not saying they should babysit you, nurse your feelings, but it is important for us to choose friends correctly. So, Mina, back in high school, I didn't see anyone who would be a good friend for me, because my friends matriculated last year, and then I failed, so I had to do matric last year, and I had nobody to call a friend. You know what I'm saying? So I preferred not to have friends. I didn't have friends in high school, and if you are from Siyabonga, you definitely know what I'm talking about. I didn't have friends. I was always alone. Yes, I would chill with other learners in school, but like we weren't that close. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't have friends who are out there, I could say. So be careful. If you don't see anyone who'd be that much of a friend to you, then just let it go. You already have your own problems. Don't add, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel guilty of being antisocial or not being comfortable with the friends that you already have, you know what I'm saying? Or people that are approaching you trying to be friends. Just no, thank you. Next. Period. And then my fourth tip to you guys is to tell you or remind you, because you already know that your grades are important. Yes, you are different. You are different, I know. Personally, I knew I had anxiety disorders, like I said, but sometimes I would skip school, not skip, but I would be absent from school because my anxiety was way too much for me, and my ancestral gift as well. I didn't know what was happening with me, so I'd spend more time at home, but I would study. You understand? So if I know a lot of people who think differently, I don't want to judge anyone. If you have problems and maybe you were to speak with your principal, tell him or her, we say, okay, I have this problem and I can't come to school for a week, then your issue gets, accepted, promoted, whatever you want to call it. You are now excited, like, hey guys, I'm going to be at home. I'm not going to school for the whole week. Now you're excited for Mahala, guys, because okay, fine, you are at home, do your business, study, have someone, maybe ask for a number. From Mina, I had this guy who lived at my hood. We went to the same class, so I took his number when there were like homeworks, or maybe we opened a new topic and I wasn't there. He'd just screenshot or maybe send pictures, send page numbers and send me the homework, and then I'd pay him $50 every Friday. It's not his problem that you are sick or whatever it is. It's not his problem. It's just doing you a favor. Pay him. I preferred paying him because I was feeling guilty. Like, why would I? It's not his duty. You know what I'm saying? It's just doing me a favor because he's a good person. So I'd pay him. If I have more money, I'd pay him. 100 rands. My mom would add 50 rands so that it can be 150 because it did help me. So do your job. And then my fifth tip to you guys is to stick to your personality traits. If you are antisocial, be antisocial. Don't try to change yourself. I know how it feels. You wanna fit into the other kids, but if you are antisocial, be antisocial. If you are an extrovert, be an extrovert. You have this problem, but you're afraid of being an extra, of being out there, because just do it. Period. My sixth tip to you guys is to keep your personal hygiene in place. This might be way out of the topic, but it's important. You know what I'm saying? Listen, guys. I just need you to imagine this. You are different, right? Say if you have this problem that you have, and now your personal hygiene ain't good, it's gonna be way harder than it already is. So make sure that you're always clean. Everything's good. You smell good, you look good, and then you're good to go. My other tip to you guys would to always look your to always look best for yourself and not for others. I don't really know why I put this. I like outfits, guys. So you need to understand that fits will always be part of my videos. But yeah, it's a bonus tip before the end of. I just don't know what's going on. I'm in a hurry. And then my other tip to you guys is to set goals and work on them. Right. Goals, not academically. Problems with what you have. Slash anxiety. An example, right? If you have anxiety, personally, I would set goals. I'd be like, okay, fine, didn't go to school for 2 weeks or a week. Then I had two different goals, right? First goal, how am I gonna cover my schoolwork while I'm at home? And I did pass. I passed way better than people who attended every day. It's just like I'm intelligent though, but you are intelligent as well, and you can do it. No cap. And then I had, like I was saying, goals. How will I, tackle whatever it is? that is going on at school, and then ngapha goals, how will I get better, because we are all working on becoming better people. So how will I make sure that next week when I go to school I don't suffer from the same issue, even if I do, because I can't predict future, but how will I approach it in a much better way so that it doesn't affect my social life at school and my studies, my academics. You know what I'm saying. So my other tip to you guys is try not to mind the talks. People always talk, they be like, okay, why is she always alone? Don't let it bother you. You know what you're dealing with currently, and you know that you're gonna get through it. So never mind what people say. People always talk. Focus on you, focus on what you want to achieve, period. I mean, you can't be having problems and then take what people say about you and add. Think, people. And then my other tip to you is to get a tutor if you're struggling. Mina, I am intelligent, and I liked all my subjects except geography, because it didn't. I don't know what was happening. My relationship with geography wasn't that good. So, but with the rest of my subjects, I was fine, intelligent. I'm quick to understand. Blending in a, I don't know what to say. But yeah, if you are struggling, I highly recommend you guys to get yourself a tutor. They are expensive, but they are the ones that are reasonable. If you want, let me know in the description box down below, and I'll try to find you guys tutors, someone who will explain in a much better way, yeah. And then my other tip, I don't know, number but then is to speak to your teachers about your problems. Right. This is very important, ne? Mina, all of my teachers knew I was struggling from anxiety. Even my classmates, they already knew. They knew who I was. So some things you don't say because it's gonna offend me. Some things you say because you're trying to grow me. Make me a better person. I mean, you can tell if someone is judging you and if they're trying to help advising you on some stuff. So yeah, I used to tell my teachers everything. Like, okay, so last week I would go like to my teacher and be like, last week I wasn't at school, I was struggling from this and this and this and that. I always made sure that I spoke to my teachers always, because like sometimes they would issue out what you call this, assignments, for an example, and I didn't get an assignment because I wasn't at school. So when I go there, I'd be like, he or she already knows it's okay. She's struggling from this thing, so let me give her this assignment, even if I won't get the time, that other learners got, but at least 3 days I would get, and I would make sure that I submit in time, because I'm late. Beggars can be choosers, remember? And then my other tip to you guys is to set boundaries with your classmates or with your schoolmates, whatever. Set boundaries. You don't say this to me, I have a problem, so why? How does that have anything to do with you? Doesn't even affect you. So boundaries, people. Always have boundaries, no matter what. And my last tip to you guys is to I already gave you guys a bonus tip, so yeah. I'm going to class now. See you guys on Wednesday. Bye.